Hello, hello.
Hi.
How are you? How are you? Welcome, welcome. Sorry we didn't do a video last week, but boy,
We were a little busy with UIL.
UIL. Congratulations
Yay,
to
the kids did
everyone
so good.
who participated. Whether you had a placement at the top or you didn't matter. It's
Yeah.
all about how
Learning and having fun.
yeah, and the experience that you had, being judged and preparing for it. You deserve a big round of applause.
Oh yeah.
So congratulations.
Yep. So we have been doing the research for all of our AAM projects. First grade, if you guys were able to make it last night to the showcase, I had out what they've been working on so far. The most recent thing they finished is the landscape paintings that they did. And then we'll be working more with soil and questions about soil next week.
Yep.
Pretty soon they're going to get to pick the soil that they're going to focus on for their project. So
Yep.
they should be getting some pretty good
And they're out there, right? The pictures and everything is
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
everything's on the bulletin board outside the library in the second grade hallway.
Yeah.
So if you weren't able to make it, you can still come and look.
Yeah, come on down. It'll probably be up there for a couple more,
Couple
2
weeks.
Yeah. All right, second grade, we're working on biographies. Every student has picked the person that they are interested in studying. And so we follow a IIM research pattern that it goes through each step. So right now we're in the research step where they're looking for essential questions and questions that they actually wonder. So the kids are actually
You're following these steps right here.
those steps right there. We have dates that each step, it's when the step is due.
Now this is for third grade. The second graders won't do their showcase until April, so their due dates are a little bit further out. But each step we have a due date for so that they can keep themselves on track and a way to keep goals for themselves.
Yeah, and so they come up with their own questioning, and we also give them some questions just so that they can have something to research. So second grade is doing biographies. Third grade, remember, we are doing our own business, which is a mini golf business. And they, as you can see this example, flip it over, they started with a mind map, and we include depth and complexity into it. If you can see behind me, this is their topic, and then they pick the icons and ask questions based on those icons. The depth and complexity icons are just simply ways for them to think deeper and not just what's a mini golf, but instead more of a what's the business of mini golf, what's the revenue, how much you have to put into, and also the design of the course itself.
Does it involve math and science? What technology is involved? That sort of
Exactly.
thing.
They also have a glossary where some of the language of the discipline of that business. If it's a the biography project for second grade, then it's their words that person use. For example, if they're studying a farmer or an inventor or a scientist, what words does that person use, and then what's the definition? For first grade, it's all about soil, words about soil. Fourth grade is words about bridge, whichever bridge they picked, a beam bridge or a suspension bridge.
Tension, compression.
Yeah, those kind of words, exactly. So we're making sure that they are using that language and they're using it correctly.
So they sound like an expert.
That's the goal. That's the goal, to become an expert.
Each student has a research goal sheet where we give them or help them come up with goals for themselves, so what kind of resources to use. This is where they write down all of their questions that they're going to focus on. We give them some teacher guiding questions. They come up with some of their own, and then we teach them the correct way to cite their sources.
Correct.
For third grade, they're still learning how to organize all of their thoughts once they've gathered their research, so we do a color coding system. Once they've gathered all of their note facts, they cut them apart and put them into different categories. So theirs looks like this. When they get a little bit older, in fourth and fifth grade, theirs look a little bit different.
And the whole goal of this is for them to find the note facts, find the meat from whatever they're researching, and then the color coding helps them to put them into categories. So one category might be history, one category might be, for example, biographies would be like childhood, early childhood, what do they contribute to this planet, etc. And then from there, they build their own summary about that person. So this is what fourth grade and fifth grade looks like. They're not going to have to cut theirs up. What they're going to be doing is that it's already organized, and then they'll just write the bibliography later on. But this is kind of what they're looking like.
Yeah, they take notes and organize as they go because they're a little bit older. They've practiced it.
Yeah,
They're
so
able
this
to
is
do
another
2 in
page.
1.
But it's all progressive. It starts in first grade, progressive, right? It starts in first grade, teaching them just how to get the meat out of the information, color coding it, second grade, third grade, and then by fourth grade, this is what we're doing. And then hopefully, I mean, the goal is for them to go into junior high and continue doing
Be able to do research on their own.
yeah, and find out that this is not just about, copying and pasting, but instead it's about going deeper and really becoming an expert at their field. First graders should be experts at soil. Second graders should be experts.
Whatever person they picked.
Correct. Third graders should be an expert of what a mini golf course requires and what a course looks like and how they play it. And golf in general, right? And then fourth grade should be an expert.
On the types of bridges that they picked, how to construct it, how to engineer it, why it's sturdy, why it won't fail,
Yep.
How much weight it should be able to hold.
Correct. And then fifth grade, they
Oh.
should be an expert at the game that they are scampering, or the game. Scampering simply means making it their own. So they're picking a game that is familiar, and then they're just changing it.
So we had a watchdog this morning, and he walked around while the kids were researching, and he just asked them, like, what game did you start with? How are you changing it? And he was so excited. He's, when can I come back and see their projects? I want to play all their cool games.
Yeah.
So
It'd be neat to see what they come up at the very end.
I
you
know. I'm
Never
super
know.
excited for them.
Might be a start of a actual game that could be their own business. It's a good start,
I expect some kind of byline on there.
Well, we'll see. But listen, we've continued our research. This is the part of the project that it's a little heavy, and some of the kids are like, "Oh man, it's too much."
They get frustrated.
It is frustrating, but it's a good growing pain. It's a good growing pain for them to stick to it. There's a lot of times when we come in and it's quiet, just some nice music going on, so that it's almost like a library kind of feel. But after that, once they are experts, I mean, their projects, their product itself, will flourish. So,
Yeah.
all right.
So ask your students what they've been working on. Ask them some questions about their projects to get them talking about it. It will help them be a better presenter later.